Hi friends, in the series of DSA interview questions and answers, we will be covering the interview questions mostly on the string, list, trees, and graph, and all the standard problems we will be covering, including the recursive problems, and of course the mathematical problems also, and it will be mutual learning. So let's hope for the best and let's start it.
Hello friends, let's start with the new DSA problem statement. So uh, this will be interesting DSA problem statement. देखते हैं इसको ठीक है. So I have designed this one. I have designed this diagram, not the problem. So don't get confused. Okay. Now let's begin. So the problem is there are two singly linked lists. So singly linked list. Let's say this is S1. Okay. Let me select the pencil. Yeah. There are two singly linked lists. So let's say this is the linked list S1 and this is the list S2, and we are given head of both of the singly linked list. So this is you can say this is head also. So this is the head, or let me point head 1 and head 2 here. Okay. So we are given the head of the two singly linked list, and they are getting in, they are intersecting at one point. This is for example we can see. So we have to identify their intersection point. So this is very simple problem statement. It's not very tough to find the solution for this one. Yeah, but for good company, I will suggest if we will give the both space and time complexity, and then we can give the good approaches eventually. So let's start. So if we will first strike to this problem, I think the first brute force approach which should strike, or may not sure but could strike, is we can store all the elements of one list into the, so L1 to L8 is one list, D1 to L8 is another list, D1, D2, D3, L6, L7, L8. So this is another list. So we can store one of the items of the list into an array. So let me draw an array, and what we can do is yeah, what we can do is L1, we can say L1 we have stored into array, L2, and then we can store L3, L4, L5, L6, L7, and let's say L8, right? So this one we can say is L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, L6, L7, L8, right? And now what we'll start iterating over D1, D2, D3, then L6, and what we will do, we will search is D1 there? No, D1 is not there. Is D2 is there? No, D2 is not there. D3 is there? No, D3 is not there. Is L6 is there? Yes, L6 is there. This is the guy, L6. So okay, sorry for the background noise. So if L6 is there, yeah, just so we'll say okay, these two lists are meeting at the L6 point, right? Yeah. Now let analyze the time complexity of this. So we will store all the L1, L2, L3 into a list. So the time complexity will be we can say is O of the size of this list. So let's say this is of size n and this is of size m. So we'll write size m. Okay, so this is size m, this is size n. Okay, now what will be the time complexity of putting elements into the array? It will be of on, where n is the size of that list, and then for each of this element d1 I will search it into this list, d2 I will search it into the list. So searching time complexity will be again for each element will be on, and there will be m such element d1 d2 d3 and m such elements in the second list. So plus m o n. So that will be the time complexity, right? So this is another approach which we can do is we can put it into the map. So what we can do is we can put it into the map, and then we can make it as a key value pair. So key, and this is value, and this and this. So we can search value can be we can put our list this node is there or something like that. What we can do is we can search d1 is there in this map, d2 is there in this map, or we can put it into the hash set also. Hash set or hash map, anything is fine. We can put it into the hash set or hash map and say okay, d1 is there, no, d2 is there, not there, d3 is not. So why I have told the map is that most of the questions map will bring the time complexity, will reduce the time complexity. If you will tell in front of interview at least the map thing, he will be convinced with you. So what will happen is this will be O1 time complexity again, because map will be searching time complexity will be O1 in the map. So on plus in the map case what will be the time is on plus m. So for map case I will remove this part, on plus m. So that will be the time complexity in the map case. Let me, yeah, on plus m. So worst case we can say is on, big O of n. Okay, so this will be the time complexity for the map case. And now we should improve further, and I will suggest, if you will have solved the problems and if you feel somewhere mathematics is related, try to jump into the mathematics. Here we can clearly see, okay, what if we are able to clearly see somewhere that these are intersecting at the 2 points but size is difference. So let's say size is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3. What if we iterate of this list when find the size? So size is 8 and size is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So m is equals to 6 and n is equals to 8, right? So what is the delta? Delta is 2. 8 minus 6 is equals to delta, the size difference, right? Delta is 2. So what will happen is, if we stop the list which have the larger size, 8 is this s1 is a list which is having the larger size. So if we and s2 is the list which is having the smaller size. So what if we start the larger size and start the smaller size with the delay of this delta? So this we start with the this one. So okay, we start from here and here at the same time. So what will happen is, it will iterate till 1, it will iterate till 2, and then when it will start, it will also start. So this is s1 is at 3 position, s2 is at 1 position, this is at 4 position, this is at 2 position, this is at s1 is at 5 position, this is at 3 position, and then this will be at the common point. So why this is happening? Because we have reduced this larger list with the size difference. So we have made both the list of same size, and of course if both lists are of same size and we start iterating, they will meet at the common point of their intersection, right? So that was the concept, simple concept. So we'll start L3, D1, L4, D2, L4, D2. Is L4 equals to D2? Not. Is L5 equals to D3? Not. Is L6 equals to L6? Yes. So simple solution, and L6 is equals to L6, and so we will able to identify. Now what will be the time complexity of this? So let me write it here. The time complexity will be, for the first scenario, I will write it here better, spaces there. So for the first scenario, the time complexity was, when we were storing it into the array, it was like on for storing the items into the array, plus searching for each element in the second list, which is s2, which have the size m, searching the each element in that list with the in that array, right? So that time complexity will be plus mon. For second case, time complexity will be on plus again we will search it into map or hash set, so time complexity will be om, right? Yeah, so sorry, plus m. For third case, the time complexity will be, we will iterate over the first list and identify the size, so that time complexity will be on. Again for the second list, we will iterate and identify that size, om, and again we will iterate with the delay, so it could be the time complexity of worst case at the end, suppose these two lists intersect or intersect with each other, so on or m worst, big, whichever is bigger, right? So this will be for the third case. This is for the array part. So this is for hashing, and this is for when we are comparing the size, delta. Okay, delta was 2. So this will be the time complexity. So if we really worried about the size, then we should go with the approach third. If we are not worried about the size and time we are worried about, we should go with the approach second. So this way we should give the response to a problem statement in any of the interview. Hope you enjoyed the content. We'll go to the next problem statement of the DSA, and we'll have more fun. Thank you. Bye bye.